Yo, 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 coming at you hot with the shark deck profile. Let's get into it. So this is the current deck that we're running. I have not been too active as of recently. I've been tweaking the deck. It looks very different than the first video. We're still tweaking it. Recently, I just added Gozen Match for more control with Stealth Kraken, but let's get into it. First off, we run 3 Be a Tuneful Princess. Great card. Definitely need 3 in my opinion. It on summon, it basically gets you a Buzzsaw Shark. You're running essentially 6 Buzzsaw Shark, which is a amazing starter card. Keep in mind, with a lot of hand traps being played, people will Ash Blossom this card. The effect to banish itself will resolve because that is the cost. So all you will end up with is a banished Be a Tuneful Princess with no effect. Then you will have lost your normal summon and you have to rely on extenders. Then we run 3 Maxis since all these special summon heavy decks, we gotta use it to keep them on check. I'm thinking of cutting it possibly for 3 Ash Blossom. I don't know just yet because a lot of these top decks aren't really special summon heavy, i.e. Eldritch, Sky Strikers, decks like that. Then I run 3 copies of Xyz Remora. You don't need the 3, you can just get away with running 1, that's fine, but I personally like running 3. This card, it's an extender of the deck and it can make your board better. So let's say you end your board on 2 Xyz, right? Xyz Remora can allow it to be ending your board with 3 or 4 Xyz monsters. But do keep in mind, its effect to special summon monsters from the grave is specific to fish monsters, level 4 fish type monsters. There will be times where you encounter yourself detaching 2 Xyz overlays on the field, then special summoning it, then wondering why you can't special summon those monsters from the grave, because you do run a worm and an aqua. So keep in mind that it can actually mess with Remora's effect. Then we run 3 Silent Angler, another extender. It lets you special summon it from the hand if you control a water monster, but you cannot special summon from your hand for the rest of the turn. So this is generally going to be the last card you play. Next up, we play Tenyi Spirit. It's a free special summon on the field. It allows you to see what the enemies got. Then we run the 1 copy of Right Hand Shark. We only really use this for the follow-up, the special summon itself from the grave if you control no monsters. Then we run the 1 Lantern Shark. I personally would prefer this at 1. You could run it at 2 or 3, but definitely run 1 copy. On normal or special summon, you can special summon a level 3, 4, or 5 water monster. It's a good effect, but I prefer to run other monsters as opposed to running multiple copies of Lantern Shark. I would rather run more extenders, hand traps, things of that sort. Then our best starter, Buzzsaw Shark. Great card. It's a 1 card combo that I will touch on shortly with this card. On summon, this card allows you to target 1 fish monster, either itself or something else on the field, to special summon a water monster with the same level but different name as that targeted monster. Really good card. Use plenty of targets with Buzzsaw Shark depending on the situation. And we run 1 Lifeless Leaf Fish. This is the recycler of the deck. It allows you to target 3 fish monsters and shuffle them back into your deck, and then you get to draw 1 card. Keep in mind, it's fish monsters, not water monsters. Silent Sea Nettle. This is where this card is good, but also bad at the same time. It's a free special summon, but it locks you into water, so it shuts down your Utopic Future plays. This one, however, lets you recycle 3 water monsters back into the deck. You don't get a draw card though. Then we run 1 Monster Reborn. I know there is a card, White Mirror, that is a Monster Reborn and kind of like a Rhoda at the same time, but I personally don't run it because I just want to lessen the bricks in my hand. It's a great card if you have Buzzsaw Shark and White Mirror. Great. But I just want to lessen the bricks. It's what I've noticed with the deck. You want to have extenders in your hand. I know you can run other cards. This is just what I'm running. You can always tweak it, change it to however you want to. I know you can run any of the kaijus. Maybe you could take out these 3, put 3 of the water kaiju. Then we run the 1 copy of Instant Fusion. Just the 1 is fine. It's just another extender in hand. You pay 1,000 life points and special summon a level 5 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck. and our target is a Mud Dragon. I know a lot of people, they run generic level 4s. I don't know why they don't run Mud Dragon. 4, and it's also a water. It also has the effect to change its attribute, and that attribute cannot be targeted. So I would start off by using instant fusion if I have it in hand, special summon the Mud Dragon, and that is if they don't interrupt the instant fusion, which is okay. It's not a total loss, because you're probably gonna have some sort of extender or a good starter in hand. And then Mud Dragon just allows you to get your plays off, to not get effect veiler, to not get imperm. You will get Ash Blossomed, you will get Nibirued. It helps your plays. We run the 1-for-1, just another copy of Tuneful Princess. You're running technically 4 copies. Then we run Generation 4s. We only run 2. We had it at 3. We're messing around with the numbers. We might bump it down to 1. I'm not too sure just yet. I personally like it. This deck turbos out Xyz monsters like there's no tomorrow. So you'll normally always have this card live, and you just get to search for an Xyz. So an Xyz card, you have Xyz Remora, you have the splash and the import. So essentially you're running 5 copies of this, 3 copies of this, and 3 copies of this. We run the 1 rank up magic, the 7th one, no more than that, because this card could get bricky. If you draw it at the start of the duel, that's a brick, no good. And it's happened to me before. It sucks. There's a very easy way to put it at the top of the deck, but we will touch on it later. We run the 1 Lightning Storm. This used to be Harpy's Feather Duster, but I just like the added effect to destroy all attack position monsters. It's a little more restrictive because you have to control no face-up cards. Then we go with Torpedo Takedown. I used to run it at 2, but I think 1 is a good spot to have it at. Really good card when it comes to follow-ups. This deck turbos out a lot of Xyz, water Xyz to be specific, and this card allows you to banish itself and an Xyz, a water Xyz in your grave to draw 2 cards. Who doesn't like drawing 2 cards? Who doesn't like a Pot of Greed? Then we run the 1 Whitefish Salvage, which is a continuous spell that allows you to recycle your fish monsters from your grave. Really great card. I was running this at 2 or 3. Again, we're messing with the numbers. And then if this card's destroyed, you can search for a fish monster and special summon it from your deck or add it. Sometimes I just set this to give off presence that I have something, and more than likely you might get lucky and they pop it. That's one way you could also use it, and it has to be destroyed by your opponent, not by yourself. 2 called by, standard, with a lot of hand traps running rampant. Called by helps mitigate a hand trap meta. Triple Maxi, triple Ash. A lot of the decks, you're running those cards. Called by, really great card. We run the 1 import, target an Xyz, and 1 monster your opponent controls. If its attack is equal to or less, you suck up the monster as an overlay unit. Revive Splash, effect to special summon a level 4 Xyz monster from the grave and make it a water. But if it's already a water, it's just going to be more water. You mainly want to use the grave effect to banish it to rank up a water monster, but both effects are good. And last but not least, from the main deck, we run triple Gozen Match. I just added this into the deck. It's for more control based since we have Stealth Kraken. I'm still testing it out. I don't know if I like it. I know it's good. It's just personally for my playstyle, I like to be more aggressive. So we'll see how this pans out. For the extra deck, we run the Mud Dragon, which we touched on already. We run the Utopic Future package. This card, it cannot be destroyed by battle, and no one takes damage when it attacks. But the good thing about it is it has kind of like a Boro load effect where on attack, it can yoink your opponent's monster. You normally won't use it for that because you'll just opt into Utopic Draco Future, but it's there. You can use it. Utopic Draco Future adds on to the disruption that this deck can make. You have 3 Xyz materials with this card, so you have 3 negates, 3 monster negates, and if they have a monster on board and you negate, you steal their monster. It cannot be destroyed by card effects, and it cannot be destroyed by battle. Then we run Totally Awesome, limited to 1 unfortunately, but Tsunami negate, it can recycle itself back into the deck, or you can recycle any of your other cards like Buzzsaw, Like, just depending on how your hand is. If you really need monsters, recycle the Buzzsaw Shark. But if you can get away with recycling this back into the extra deck, I would opt for that. Your Bahamut Shark will have one material left, so you can special summon back the Totally Awesome. Then we run number 71 Rebarian Shark. We don't summon this the conventional way with 2 level 3 monsters. We summon it through Bahamut Shark. We only really use his effect because you send it to the grave. You manage a way to send it to the grave, and it's not hard. It's really easy. So you can take rank up magic and place it at the top of the deck. Then we run Bahamut Shark. You're always going into this, whether you're first, like the first XCs you summon, or the second, always summoning it though. You're either gonna go for Totally Awesome, Omni Negate, or number 71 Rebarian Shark, which is follow-up for the next turn. It just depends on the situation. Then we run Abyss Dweller, generic level 4. It negates any activation from the grave. It can prevent grave heavy decks. It can put them on check. We run full armored Black Ray Lancer. The great thing about this is that you can rank it up on top of 71, and then you can use the Bahamut Shark to summon F-Zero. That is if you're not restricted by water, i.e. Silent Sea Nettle. We run number 101 Silent Honor Arc, generic level 4, detach 2 to yoink a special summon monster. But I refrain from summoning it because I use the 7th one. Then we run Stealth Kraken, really great card, makes all monsters on the field become water, and during the main phase you can quick effect pop a water monster on the field. Emphasis on water monster. That means it does not target. They have to chain to the activation of Stealth Kraken, otherwise they cannot respond. Then it gets the effect if this card is destroyed, summon the Kraken Spawn. Kraken Spawn does the same thing in a way, just watered down. See what I did there? It pops water monsters, and then it can float back into the Stealth Kraken. And note, when it destroys a monster, it burns them for half the current attack, just to specify. You cannot, however, do an endless loop of Kraken Spawn, Stealth Kraken. You only get the effect special summon back if it was originally XC summoned. But since you're summoning it from the grave, it's not gonna work. We run the Silent Honor Arc, can target a special summon monster, and suck it up. Valiant Shark Lancer. You summon this with Lantern Shark and Buzzsaw Shark. You can detach and exceeds material from the field, and this is a quick effect if you have another water exceed. Comes in handy. Just a disruption, a pop. Note, I didn't mention this, but Stealth Kraken does not need its materials. Its effects you can activate without detaching materials, which is nice. We run Crystal Zero because we can slap it on top of a Honor Arc or the Shark Lancer. I mainly use it for a beater because it gains 500 per unit, per overlay unit, but it also has the effect to detach, to negate all effect monsters your opponent controls. It has some built-in protection. And last but not least, if you run an Xyz deck, you run Zeus. It's really easy to get out Zeus pack with any Xyz, and you basically make him. Great card. You detach 2 materials to send all other cards to the grave. Not targeting. It's a board wipe. It's a quick effect. So that is what I got so far. We're still tweaking it. The good thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is that you have so much freedom to play. You can mess around with decks, can make it however you want. I hope this video helped give you an understanding of how to play sharks. That is it for the deck profile. We are going to go over some quick combos this deck can put out. I'll run through the 1-card combo really quickly. Either you have the Tuneful Princess, which gets out Buzzsaw Shark, or you have Buzzsaw Shark. You have 1-for-1. Any of these 3 cards is a 1-card combo. We have Buzzsaw Shark on field. We successfully get it on field. We activate its effect. Special summon either personally Right Hand Shark for follow-up or Lifeless Leafish for recursion. Then we go into, who would have thought, Bahamut Shark. Then you can use his effect to either go into Rebarian Shark or Totally Awesome, depending on the situation. You will go into Rebarian Shark for the 1-card combo. Then we're going to rank that up or Armored Black Ray Lancer. Since we have 2 level 4 monsters, rank 4 monsters that are not numbers, go into Utopic Future. Rank that up and go into Utopic Draco Future. And by this time, Rebarian Shark should be in the grave. When you exceed into Utopic Future, the overlay materials go to the grave. This is already in the grave. You had just placed your rank up magic at the top of your deck. Mind you, and this is for follow-up, if you have Max C, you're gonna have to make a decision of whether you use his effect or not. You use his effect and then you end up using Max C, draw into the 7th one, you're not gonna get its effect. Gonna be a dead card. So keep that in mind. 1 card combo. Again, Buzzsaw Shark, special summon the level 4. Go into Bahamut Shark, Baron Shark, special summon it, rank it up, and then rank these 2 up into Utopic Future, rank up, and you'll have this at the top of your deck for next turn. Then you will summon Honor Arc, Silent Honor Dark, suck up a monster, and then you can rank that up into Crystal Zero. Then you can possibly go for Zeus too if you attack. I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys got any questions, be sure to drop it down in the comment section below.